first post-deadline game for the Rangers was an absolute disaster, as the Rangers gave up 7 goals to the New Jersey Devils, losing 7-4 at the Prudential Center. And it all kind of makes sense when you think about it, where the Rangers won, in particular, 2 games at Tampa and at Carolina, where they really, it was 2 emotional games. They didn't really play that well against Carolina. That's the thing. Georgiev was unbelievable in that game, and they found a way, but it's not like they played that well. But you get those wins, you get the sort of excitement from the new players from the trade deadline. You add that all up, the Rangers take a 2-0 lead, and the Rangers just took their foot off the gas. They took the Devils lightly. There's no other way to say it. The Rangers just absolutely imploded, Igor included. And honestly, I don't put the blame on the new players at all. It was, we'll talk about them. You know, some of them, some underwhelming early results, but really it was the main people that have been here that struggled. And I hope that this is a learning lesson for this team, that if you play like that, you're going to get absolutely destroyed. And that's exactly what happened. The Devils scored 4 goals in just a little over 6 minutes in the second period. And actually, there was a 5th goal that was challenged and reversed to no goal. So it was almost 5 goals in a matter of maybe 7 minutes. It was just unbelievable, quite frankly. A New Jersey Devil team that the Rangers, last time they faced them, just a few weeks ago at the Garden, only allowed 1 goal. And the Devils did play pretty well in that game. And the Rangers did only beat the Devils in a shootout the first time they played early in the year. So the Rangers just really got very comfortable, made a lot of bad turnovers, and we saw what ensued. This was really a disappointing result. Again, not all that surprising, but the Rangers could have easily won this game. And, you know, if they had made it 3-0, maybe Jersey checks out. Maybe. But the one thing about the Devils is there's a lot of talent there. There's a lot of young talent on this Devil team, and it shows. There was a lot of speed, and, you know, New Jersey might finally be, and we'll see. I mean, they really do have one of the worst records in the NHL this season, and the Eastern Conference is loaded. So, and I'm hoping the Devils don't become good, but you could see where there is light at the end of the tunnel for this team. But for the Rangers, really, really upsetting. And as was suspected, as far as the lineup, it kind of went as one would have thought, where Braun replaces Schneider. I think we're going to have to question not so much that 1-for-1, but I don't know. I mean, maybe Schneider gets back in the lineup sooner than we think. And with the Pittsburgh game coming up, it's a really big game. My gut tells me that Gallant sticks with Nemeth and Braun, but I don't know. And then for the forwards, it was Brodzinski and McKegg that came out, and Kopp and Mott would replace them in the lineup. So the Rangers got off to a really good start in this game, honestly. And it looked like they were on their way to a victory. In net for the Devils was Nico Dawes. In goal for the Rangers, Igor Shesterkin. And the Rangers would take the early lead. It would be a goal by Mika Zibanejad, his 26th goal of the season. Mika continuing his goal-scoring prowess. He really has been impressive. So Zibanejad scores the goal, assisted by Kreider and Lafreniere. So that is a 4-game point streak for Alexis Lafreniere. He did a good job of stealing the puck, and Kreider takes a shot. Zibanejad gets the rebound, and the Rangers score, make it 1-0. Mika would then take a high sticking penalty, but the Rangers would kill it off. We would see the likes of Andrew Kopp on this penalty kill, Tyler Mott as well. So the newcomers making their presence felt on the penalty kill, and you would expect an already pretty good penalty kill for the Rangers to improve. And tonight, for the most part, it was good. We'll talk about the one penalty goal the Devils did score later. But the Rangers, they make it 2-0. It's a goal by Adam Fox, his 10th of the season, from Zibanejad and Andrew Kopp. So Kopp wins a faceoff. in the offensive zone. Zibanejad gets over to Fox, and Fox takes a shot. And it wasn't a great goal by Nico Dawes, I didn't think, but Fox does score. And there's that ability by Andrew Kopp to win that faceoff. This is going to be someone I thought that Kopp showed out pretty well in a night where the Rangers did not do. I mean, maybe it's because in comparison, everyone else was so horrible, but I think you could see Kopp's versatility really helping this team. And so the Rangers had that 2-0 lead. And they would take that into the second period. And I thought in the beginning of the second, they actually were playing quite well. But then an Adam Fox turnover changes everything. Just in a ridiculous, he's in the offensive zone and he's being pressured and he just throws it to the middle of the ice. I don't know what he was thinking. And I'm going to continue to say this. For Adam Fox, I know that he racks up the points. It's similar to Panarin. Panarin and Fox, statistically, it's great. They've been better as Rangers. I'm sorry. Panarin and Fox have been better previously. Say what you will. I don't know what the reason is. And do you love to have on the team? Are they better? I mean, are they one of the stars of the league? Yes. Are they depended upon on this team? Yes, as they should be. And if they were to leave the lineup, you would feel that. And speaking of that, Artemi Panarin would, it's seemingly he was concussed later on, but in Fox's case, he needs to just really keep it more simple. He's trying to do way too much, and especially when Fox and Panarin are on the ice at the same time. This wasn't the case for this Fox turnover. It was the Zibanejad line that was on at the time, but Fox, absolutely terrible job. And so it's a goal. They give it to Ryan Graves, which is interesting. Originally, this had gone to Tomas Tatar. The goal is Ryan Graves, the former Ranger prospect. It's his sixth goal of the season, scored at 7-12. And this was very similar to the goal that Igor allowed against Tampa, where Braden Point kind of pokes it home and in. Igor thought he had the puck, but it was loose, and Graves scores. So a little bit shaky there by Igor. I blame it more on Fox, but Igor, you wish that he was a little bit more secure with the puck, and he wasn't. So that makes it 2-1. And then it just continues on as PK Subban, or PK Sluban, whatever you want to call him, scores his fifth goal of the season at 8:30. This was a shot from the point that I don't think Igor saw it. I think he was screened. And so Subban scores that goal, ties it up at 2. Then, so it does stay 2-2 for about 4 minutes. And then at 12:40, Dawson Mercer scores his 16th goal of the season. And this is a play where Devils were really pressuring the Rangers hard at this point. And Adam Fox, I don't really know what he was doing. He kind of puts it out. He pretty much gave the puck to, I think, Ryan Graves, who finds a wide open Dawson Mercer for the goal. Another sort of mini turnover by Fox. Not as bad as the first goal, but not great either. So that makes it 3-2. Then, right thereafter, 30 seconds or so after, Tomas Tatar scores his 12th goal of the season. This is a play where Justin Braun kind of makes a turnover in the neutral zone, trying to get the puck out. And so Braun, that was a bad mistake that leads to a goal. Not a great game for Justin Braun. I think at this point, it would take a lot of bad play out of him for him to lose a lineup spot. I still think that even though the Rangers are more steady on the right side, Patrick Nemeth is probably more likely to lose a spot lineup than Braun, but I can't say that for sure. And for the reason I just said, the Rangers are a little bit more thin on the left side, so you might, but Nemeth and Schneider just was not a good pair. I would be interested to see Zach Jones get a shot again. I hope that he gets called up, as I think he is worthy. Forget about Libor Hayek. I think Jones should get a shot in some capacity. So the Devils make it 4-2. And then Ryan Reeves, who, I'm sorry, Ryan Reeves, as I have been saying, Ryan Reeves, I understand why he played in this game, right? Against the Devils, obviously with Subban and what happened in the preseason, then what happened with Sammy Blais. Playing Reeves in this game made sense, but I honestly don't see why he should be in the lineup regularly. And I don't think he will be. At least I hope so. Um, so he takes a slashing penalty. He was trying to fight Gertzen to get the Rangers going. I understand what he was doing, but he slashes him and takes the penalty. So the Rangers are shorthanded. In my opinion, I think Johnny Brodzinski deserves to be back in the lineup. But watch, it'll be Greg McKegg. Don't be surprised when Greg McKegg comes back in the lineup, and it might not even be to replace Ryan Reeves. So still in the second period, it is what looked to be a power play goal by the Devils, but the Rangers challenged it, and it was offside. But that didn't matter. That didn't change the momentum at that point as before the second period was over. So the Rangers do kill off the rest of that Reeves penalty, but then Sharon Govich scores his 16th goal of the season. This was not a great goal by Shesterkin. It wasn't. He was not good. Like within this 5-goal stretch, not all of them were his fault, and the team was awful. And Igor obviously has been amazing this year, but Shesterkin was not good. And so, not a surprise, Georgiev was in to start the third period. I think there was many reasons for that. It just made sense to go to him. It was a mess at that point. And so what Gallant does coming out of the second period was he shortens it to 3 lines instead of 4. And what happens is he demotes Lafreniere basically to the 4th line. Lafreniere gets moved down from basically the 1st line to the 4th. Hunt gets moved down from the 3rd to the 4th, and Reeves stays, on that 4th line. I just don't know why Lafreniere is the one that gets punished each time by Gallant. I just don't know why. Look, obviously he has a lot to work on, but you're down by 3 goals. You need goal scoring. How about Ryan Strome getting benched one time? How come he is so above possibly being demoted? Seriously, like why? Where Gallant, he is basically insistent on Zibanejad playing with Kreider, which is fine. That makes all the sense in the world. But we need to break up Strome and Panarin already. It's enough, especially now that Andrew Kopp can play center. That needs to end. Seriously, for both of them, for Panarin's sake and for Strome's sake. And it might sound crazy, like, Strome would be screwed without Panarin. Not necessarily. Ryan Strome has actually played halfway decent without Panarin this season, and I think it'll be just best for both of them. So Gallant, he can't be stubborn like that. And Lafreniere is always the one that gets the short end of the stick. So he gets demoted, and they just roll 3 lines. Kopp moves up in from Lafreniere's original spot. Goodrow moves up. He was originally on the 4th line. And the 3rd line, Hedl stays in the 3rd line. And it would be Hedl with Tyler Mott and Frank Vetrano. Frank Vetrano hasn't really done a whole lot, but I think it's just that, again, being in that Panarin Strome line, that's not where you really want to be. I know that sounds crazy again, but Vetrano just hasn't done a whole lot. I liked what he brought in that first game, but the last 2, a little quiet, but they're still going to this is going to be a transition period. They need to fix these lines, and so we'll see what they do. And Tyler Mott, pretty quiet game from him, but I think that he is going to be someone that will be effective. I really believe that. I think he is going to be, once they can figure out the chemistry, he'll be just fine. But with Gallant, it was an interesting decision, and he's been a bit stubborn, in my opinion, with some of these moves. The Rangers, so what happens is Ryan Strome, down 5-2, gets a goal. Of course, with an open net in a big spot, he would shoot it wide, but here, when the pressure isn't on, he gets a deflection goal on a shot by Panarin. Lindgren gets an assist, and the Rangers make it 5-3. So you're thinking, all right, maybe there's a chance they come back. What happens soon thereafter is Panarin, for one of the few times, actually takes the puck in the middle of the ice, and there's incidental contact with Sharon Govich, and their heads hit each other, and Panarin seemed to be concussed. He would come back out for another shift. I think he's going to be all right, but I think it's also probably worth wondering what his status is moving forward. But I think all indication is that he'll be fine. But Panarin, we wouldn't see much the rest of the night. And Strome, I can't blast him for this, but he would defend Panarin, and he would take an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, even though Sharon Govich did absolutely nothing. Strome didn't see what actually happened. So the Rangers this is really where the game is done. Rangers are shorthanded, and it's Zibanejad and Kreider 2-on-1. Now, either A, Mika should shoot that, but he passes to Crowder, who seems to be in a good position, and Crowder passes it back to Mika. That was almost worse. Crowder needs to shoot that. And what happens? Devils go the other way, and it's a goal by Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes scores his 20th goal of the season, power play goal. So that's why I can't really kill the penalty kill. It was not really a traditional power play goal. That was a bad job by Mika, and more so Crowder. He needs to shoot that puck. So it makes it 6-3 Devils. And then there'd be another goal. Jack Hughes would score again. Not a great goal by Georgiev, this one. And Hughes, his 21st of the season, makes it 7-3. Got a football score at this point. And then former Ranger Jimmy Vesey takes a hooking penalty. Frank Vacciano does draw it. And the Rangers score a power play goal, and Chris Crowder gets his 42nd goal of the season. Assist to Andrew Kopp. So that's 2 assists for Kopp. And then Fox gets an assist. Rangers lose this one 7-4. So really the Rangers should be embarrassed by this one, but also we've seen the Devils beat some good teams. They beat Colorado, they've beaten Carolina, so the Devils are capable of doing this. They are not the doormat that they were the last few years, even though their record's still pretty bad. But the Rangers, they better be hungry against Pittsburgh on Friday, that's for sure, especially after the Rangers lost to Pittsburgh 1-0. This is likely your playoff opponent, and you don't want Pittsburgh to get too far ahead. Again, I think home ice is important, and just the confidence going into a Pittsburgh series. I would expect a very hungry Ranger team. I'm not saying they're going to win, but based on everything we've seen this season, they should play a good game. I think they'll play well. Goal scoring might be difficult, but these will be the home debuts for the new guys. So this will be a really big game, and they really need to respond after what was just an embarrassing showing at the Prudential Center as the Rangers lose 7-4.